How's things, everybody? A Durban from Longford Town here. Go and subscribe to Irish Footy Vlogs for the best League of Ireland content.
Hi guys, welcome to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome to another Premier Division preview show, and this is for Monday evening. Philip will start off with the showground. Sligo take on Longford, and we were talking in the review show how we felt that Sligo really were only a few points away from guaranteeing third. In reality, Longford at home offers a real opportunity to really put that last nail, I suppose, in the coffin of the likes of Derry and maybe Bohs for third place.
Yeah, and look, let's be honest. I think anyone that has Longford at home, without being disrespectful, they expect to win the game, and Sligo should be doing the same thing here. And let's be honest, I think myself and yourself will both agree they'll win this game. Look, Longford will go and they'll give it a bash like they always do, but they just don't have the quality, and it'll obviously strengthen their position when it comes to Europe. So I know I'd be quietly, or I wouldn't be quietly, I'd be very confident that Sligo can get the job done here. And just again, you can't really say much about Longford, can you? It's unfortunate. It's good to see them still down and giving it a bash, but the quality just really is starting to show through now. So now I'd expect Sligo to win this game. I'm gonna go 4-0. I think it's going to be very comfortable for them on the night. I think they'll play some good stuff, and they'll follow up with another win.
The funny thing with Longford against Pats, I don't know how many times I said this season. They lost 4-1, but it wasn't a 4-1. I mean, how many times you say that about Longford this season? But, they'll still battle. They'll make it tough for Sligo. But ultimately, I think if Longford go behind, the heads do drop a little bit, which is understandable. The confidence obviously going to be low, etc. Sligo have... Johnny Kenny's another player who's been playing really well lately as well. 9 goals for the teenager this season, but it's not just his goals. Do you know who he reminds me of? And I don't know if people... Aaron Green, with his moves. He moves like Aaron Green, but he's probably a better finisher, even at this age. He runs the channels brilliantly, presses brilliantly. Very intelligent footballer, Kenny, for his age as well. But... I got to go with you, Philip. It's very difficult to go against Sligo. I'd probably win 3-0 or something like that. On to the RSC, where Waterford take Derry. Now, this is a weird one. I don't know if you've seen this about the electrical issue in Waterford and that. And apparently, I was talking to somebody about this in detail. There's actually an issue around Waterford. It's not just the RSC, you know what I mean, around that area. And it seems to be a big, big problem and a big, big job. But Mark Bertram has come out. The FAI seem to think that Waterford have to play the match Monday night somewhere, be it neutral, be it, during the day, let's say, with no fans, because Derry, I think, are going down on Sunday anyway. Mark Bertram wants it rescheduled. Now, I can understand that point of view, but there's another point of view to this, is that I'll throw an example. Drogheda have 4 games in 9 days. Why should Waterford get their game rescheduled and say someone like a Drogheda not? Where do you stand on that overall?
It's
a weird one.
Yeah, it is a weird one. You know what I mean? If anyone's looking for an electrician, you can get on to me. I'll sort that out for you. But I don't think. I think in terms of the game, look, the scheduling for the FAI this year, I think, hasn't been great. It hasn't been fantastic. And look, it is a sticky situation. You know what I mean? I'm sick of seeing games behind closed doors. We've done it too long. I think it needs to be sorted where fans can be there. Yeah, so all to play for both sides, and it's I would imagine it will be a tight game, and I don't know, I just have a feeling Waterford will get the result here. Need to get the lights back on first though, so
I think I gotta go for a draw, to be honest. I think Derry will play it not to lose, because they know that a draw still keeps them kind of ahead of Bohs. But speaking of Bohs, they go to Richmond Park, play St. Patrick's Athletic, which is a dress rehearsal for the cup final. But do you think Bohs are in a good situation going into this game, Philip, because Pat's second is guaranteed? And, you can say what you want. Pats could come out and play all their best players and everything. But on a subconscious level, you have to be a tiny bit switched off for a game like this, compared to the Bohs players, what they should be. So is this a good time to play Pats for Bohs?
Yeah, but I would, we spoke about it before, Keith, on another show. I don't think that'll be allowed to happen with Stephen. I think he won't allow that sort of complacency to set in. I think he'll be looking to actually speed up coming towards the end where the finish line is, again, I completely take your point, and absolutely 100%. Look, I've been in teams that we play games that probably didn't need to be played, but you have to go out and play them, you know what I mean? And that can happen. So it wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't say it'll happen, but it wouldn't surprise me if it did. So I would imagine that it's going to be a tight game. But I think the fact that you've mentioned there with Pats having Europe wrapped up, it could open a door for Bohs, and I'm actually going to...
They kind of have to take the chance, Philip, don't they?
Yeah.
From their point of view.
Actually, I'm not actually. No, I don't think. I think Pats will still beat them.
Do you?
Actually, I do. Like I said earlier on, they've just been crap all year in the league. That's Bohs I'm referring to. Like, I just can't see them going up to... It's an Inchicore, is it?
Yeah, they're 15 points behind St. Patrick's Athletic in the league. And I think in terms of quality, there shouldn't be 15 points between them.
Yeah, and look... yeah... No, I think. Sorry, that's kind of me him and hawing over there. I think that Pats have that's a rifle gap. I think, as I said, I don't think they've been good enough this year. You can't go and play in a cup and go on. But
do you think? I suppose the point I'm getting across, Phil. Do you think Bohs have underachieved in the league for the quality they have?
Well, we're looking at a squad that's changed, Keith. It's a changed squad. Do you know what I mean? Like, God forbid they didn't have Georgie Kelly. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Jesus, Pats kept Georgie, maybe they'd be up there with Shamrock.
Yeah, they wouldn't be too far off it, to be honest with you, centre forward like him. I do see your point, but like, it is a changed Bohs squad. Like, they have had to reshuffle, and maybe just the recruitment hasn't been as good this year as it has been in the last couple of years. So, in terms of expectations, absolutely, completely underachieved. But in terms of reality and the quality of players they have, I just don't think it's the same type of calibre of player they've had in previous years. So, yes, they have underachieved, but no, they haven't with what they've got. So, I was thinking for a second there, my mind was thinking Bohs, but being realistic, Pats have been much, much, much better. Sorry. So I'll tell you, man, I'm struggling here now, but I think Pats.
We're nearly there.
Pats, yeah, I think it will be Pats that'll get the job done. So I'm gonna go Pats.
Yeah, I kind of half believe what I was saying there, but at the same time, I just think Pats are in a bit of a run where it's hard to see them get bet at the moment, particularly at Richmond Park, because at Richmond Park they've been absolutely brilliant lately. To be fair, I'm not sure if Bohs might have to grind this one out. I'm not sure if they're able to go to Richmond Park and grind it out. I think Bohs have to go to Richmond Park and be absolutely brilliant to maybe win the game. Do you know what I mean? I'm not sure they can grind it out, but I think they might do enough to get a point. Is that worth anything? I don't know. It depends on the Derry result, etc. But as I said, Pat's being in the cup final, ironically, helps Bohs because they're not going to finish third. Fourth does give them a chance to get into Europe, or would get them into Europe. So it's a massive game for Bohs, not so for Pats, but then again, it's pressure-free for Pats, as I said before as well. We'll finish up with Finn Harps taking on Drogheda in Ballybuffet, and as I kind of alluded to on the review show, I think Finn Harps had one eye on this game more so, and you can understand why, than the Rovers game on Friday. Because this is a massive game for them at Finn Park, because they need to win this. I think it's one of those games where coming near the end of the season, they should be able to target that they can win it. So it's a huge game for them, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big game for both clubs, being realistic, Keith. But obviously, this is a deal breaker for Harps, I think, being realistic. I think obviously it depends on how the Waterford result goes, but I don't know, Keith. See, I really do. I really, really, really do fancy Harps if they finish ninth. I think they'll stay up. I think they're good enough to stay up. I'm just looking at the clubs around them. But look at this particular game, Drogheda obviously haven't been as good in the previous few weeks. And I think that's something that I think they'll be able to capitalise on. I think Finn Harps will be able to capitalise. They obviously had a massive point there. They drew against Sligo, didn't they, last week? They came back from 2-0 down
with 10 men since the 5th minute.
Yeah. So I think the lads up there, the fans who are always fantastic, I'd say it'd be a great atmosphere up there now Monday night. If I wasn't working, I'd actually probably try to get up to it, to be honest with you, because it should be a good game, Keith. It's not going to be fantastic quality, Keith, but it is going to be. You're going to get a sense of the nerves are kicking in because, it's getting to the squeaky bum time. So, I think Harps will Harps win that game. It's a tough one. Tell me your thoughts, Keith, and then I'll tell you mine. What do you think?
I think it's very rare the Drogheda put out 2 poor performances in a row, and I know they'll be very disappointed with that display in where was it, Sligo. So it's a tough one for that. So I do see Drogheda putting in a better performance. I think Drogheda might nick a point out of this as a result. And again, a point could end up being a decent result for Harps. It could end up being a bad result because it all depends on results everywhere else. As you say, I do see a scrappy game, tight game. I'd be very surprised if someone scores 2 goals. I'm dead now. That's going to be cropped out if someone scores 2 or 3. But it's hard to see, the weather this time of year, it's a little bit damp. It's a little bit kind of, the pitches are a bit, apart from Tallaght Stadium, a few other pitches, they're a little bit dodgy, let's say. So as you say, it doesn't lend to great football. There'll be a lot of direct football. Both teams often like to sit in. So, I'm going for a draw, personally.
I'm going to go Harps. I think they'll do it. I think they'll have enough. I gave out Ollie Horgan a little wave there on Friday night as he was leaving from Tallaght Stadium. The Finn Harps bus that came out. It was kind of a thank you very much way for a 3-0 result, because to be fair, as you said, they did put out a weaker side. But
and how did he reply? Just looked
at to be honest with you, he kind of just said, just shrugged the shoulders.
Oh, did he?
Just shrugged the shoulders. Yeah.
I'd love to go. Sorry, if there was one manager in the league, let's finish up on this. One manager in the league, you could, apart from Bradley, right? You can't pick your own. You could go for a point with. Who are you going with?
Oh. Who are you going with?
I'm going with Ollie, 100%.
I'll try to be different. Who would I go with? I'd love to go with Keith Long so I could smash his head in.
You might smash your head in.
Oh, God.
Who do you sense to be the best crack, basically? I think Ollie'd be a good crack if he got it when he comes out of it, like.
Yeah, but you'd have to get him out of his shell, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
You try talking to him in certain parts of the media or something. He doesn't like it,
Yeah.
But I remember actually, no, it would probably be Ollie. I remember.
Have to be Ollie.
Do you remember the Ice Bucket Challenge there a few years ago?
Brilliant, that was class. Yeah.
He done a brilliant one of them.
He did, actually. Yeah, I'd say he's good crack behind the scenes and in private, out of the gaze of the kind of media and things like that. Honestly, I'd say he is.
Yeah. Joe Eds would love to. Not managing at the moment, but Pat Scully. I played from in college football, and he's just an absolute fruit loop. Honest to God, he's the best manager I've played under. But like when everything's off and we're not talking football, I tell you one thing: what an absolute gentleman he is. He's an absolute legend, and I'd love to go. We obviously did our player award nights for the football, but like, I'd love to just sit down, have a few drinks with him and pick his brain. I'd say he'd be a gas character on the beer. But yeah, that was a nice little ending to the show, I suppose.
Definitely.
Wasn't it?
And guys, let us know in the comments, who would you like to go for a pint with as well? That could be interesting, couldn't it?
Just go for a point, full stop.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Get out for the weekend.
On that bombshell, lads, thanks for watching. Subscribe, hit your bell notification button.
Olé, 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 olé.